Next Level Board Games, and today we're going to unbox Dandelions, a game designed by Takashi Sakao and published by Board Game Tables. So this game, as you can see, is a small little box because sometimes I lift up the box and you can't see my face. But I think this would be like an adorable little game for like travel and things like that. So it's nice to have games of all different sizes, even though it does make it hard to organize. So let's see what's inside. First of all, I just want to point out that the artwork on the front is adorable, so I love it already. Okay, so here's the front of the box. As you can see, it's very cute, and the design goes all the way around the outside, which is kind of nice. Nothing on top or underneath. Okay, so as I mentioned before, a small game and small dice comparatively, but can still be just as fun. So in this game, you can play with up to 3 players, and you're playing as a dandelion blowing through the wind in sort of a roll and write type game. So these are the 3 different colors with the little dandelions on the end and matching dice for that. The neat thing about this game is you roll all your dice at once at the beginning of the game. So here's the different colored dice that go with those. And again, these are smaller than the average dice. I don't know if I have one nearby. Don't see one. Anyway, you can tell. So you roll all your dice. You have 11 dice. You roll them all at once, and then you set up the game and you play and you use those for the entire game. There are a couple things that can change the numbers on your dice, but in general, that's going to be your dice for the rest of the game. Oh, it's cute. Okay, so here's a little scorecard with a dry erase so that you can just keep reusing it instead of wasting paper with the logo on the back. That's awesome. I love that. So here's the little rule book. Again, this is not a very complex game, but I still think it can be super fun, and there's definitely some strategy if you look at the different ways to play it. So there's some advertisements, and then these are the main cards. This is sort of like what would be sort of the board, and each one is different. So let me show you these because there's really a lot of detail there. So these spots up here are the spots that your dandelion can land on. As you can see, they're a perfect fit. And this is the first card, the starting spot. So this is when, if you land on this, as you're going around, you land on here, you actually re-roll all your remaining dice. So that's kind of the only way your dice number changes. So you would set these up like this. Let me show you a couple of these other ones. Because they spent the time to show you, or to draw all different kinds of things and make them all different. I'm going to show you what they are. And the values are at the bottom of ending up there, having your dice there. So basically you set it up like this, and then as you start and you have, say, something on your dice, if you're here, you could move this 1, 4. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. But if someone else were there and you landed there, you actually get to move that same number again. So you could go 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So that's really cool. There's also some other things, like if someone else's dice is already there. Can I find another 4? Here we go. Say there was a yellow 4 there and I played my 4 there, I could bounce their dice back over here. So ideally, you're floating through the wind trying to drop your dice, or your seeds basically, in the larger numbers so that you are worth more at the end of the game. But other people can come along anytime and bounce you either direction. So like on this card, it would be really smart to move somebody that way because now they're all the way at a value of 1 instead of an 8. So, but you could also move them to a 5. So that's some of the ways that that's played. But that is, in essence, everything that's in this compact, adorable little game. So that's everything that's in Dandelions. It's sort of a little micro game, but there's, I think, a decent amount of strategy with the way you can get extra movements and you can bounce other players out. So I'm kind of excited to learn how to play this. I think this would be super fun to take in travel, and I think you could pick it up and teach it to anybody very quickly. There are 5 different little boards that you can land on. There are the 3 different dandelion tokens, as well as 3 sets of 11 dice for each player. An awesome score tracker for the end that's reusable. I love that idea. And the small rulebook. And that's everything. Thanks for watching Next Level Board Games.